What is up, YouTube? Today we're gonna talk about something that's obviously going on. This comment came from a while back. I put it on my video to-do list, and now we're gonna finally discuss it. But I had a commenter who wanted to know what's gonna happen to classic games when consoles and stuff go completely digital. Now, we all had speculation on the market. We can talk about pricing all day, but what is actually going to happen to the games themselves? So we see it now. Physical is gone. I mean, pretty soon here it's going to be completely gone, except for I think companies like Limited Run Games and stuff, they might make some copies, but otherwise it's going to be gone, guys. We've seen it now. Alan Wake 2 came out digital only. Baldur's Gate 3 came out digital only. I think only Japan got a copy of that. But we're seeing it. It's not... Pretty soon here, physical games are going to be gone. So what does that mean for classic games? Is that going to be better, or is it going to be worse? But it all comes down to, I think, what it all comes down to is your opinion itself on gaming. Now, when it comes to classic games, retro games, whatever you want to call them right now, are you a collector? Are you a hoarder? Are you a gamer? Or are you just searching for that nostalgia glory that you had and remind you of the better days? Because I think that's what it's going to all come down to here pretty soon. Now, when we go full digital on the new consoles and stuff like that, I think the gamers are going to be the ones in the end that win. What's going to happen is, obviously, you're going to pay more. We all understand that. We've seen Game Pass, we've seen the PlayStation Plus network, whatever, and obviously we've seen Nintendo Switch with their expansion pack and stuff releasing N64, GameCube, or not GameCube, Game Boy, and Sega and everything, even on the Switch, which seems like blasphemy playing Sega on a Nintendo console, but whatever. We see that now. I think that is what the future holds mostly for digital-only stuff, is all these retro games we have nowadays that we're emulating on like these mini consoles and Retro Pis and our computers and even consoles. You can set up Xboxes and stuff nowadays to emulate. I think that's why I say for the gamers themselves, this is going to be great because you're going to have it all in one spot. You're going to be able to play your classic games like Ocarina of Time, Super Mario 64, with, say, a PS controller or an Xbox controller, which, let's face it, is way better because those N64 controllers sucked. And it's just going to be, like I said, for the gamer aspect, it's going to be great. Now, I don't know exactly how it will work. So you'll see nowadays, I personally have PlayStation Plus membership so I can play some of the older games. And I've been playing occasionally Asura's Wrath, which is a very expensive game on the PS3 and I think Xbox 360. But I honestly don't download it. So what it does is it streams directly from the network, which sucks if you have a bad internet. But otherwise, it's really cool because it doesn't take up data and storage on your console itself. Because another thing, let's face, once you start downloading these games, guys, unless you put an additional storage and stuff on there, you're going to fill it up really fast. So it's just cool to be able to play those older, expensive games on the fly on my console. But like I said, this is going to be big for gamers. Now, the collectors and the hoarders and stuff, the only thing we can go into discussion about is almost the pricing. What is going to happen with the market once these new consoles come out? And I think what it's going to really come down to is, the farther we get away from now, I almost want to say the less valuable some of these games will get. You'll have, like, the generation of my kids now that don't care nothing about it. So, like, Anakin's 6 years old. Sure, we play Super Mario Bros. 3 every once in a while. We play Super Mario World, Donkey Kong Country on the Super Nintendo. But is it really going to mean anything to him? Because that's right now, all he really cares about is like Madden, NBA 2K, Fortnite, and all the modern stuff, which will essentially be, I guess, retro to him when he's my age. But when it comes to physical things, physical media and everything like that, will they even care about this stuff? So I think down the road the price will decline and it'll almost get into like the Atari state, maybe. Just maybe. Obviously, there'll be collectibles out there. You know, there's comics out there that nobody like that are worth tons, and there'll be their things. But I think the more common games, sooner or later, will go back to how Atari games now are, which is like $1 a piece. So I think for the collectors and hoarders, if they keep playing the waiting game, unless they're essentially going for the super expensive games, I think they'll be golden. But like I said, this is just current speculation for me. We're looking at the market and how it's going, with the graded games currently crashing. And hopefully, sooner or later, the older consoles themselves will start to get a little lower. I mean, yes, granted, little Samsung's, the highest it's ever been. And some of those super uncommon games are very expensive. Like I said, don't get me wrong, but like the Ninja Gaidens, the Legends of Zeldas, and stuff like that are kind of leveling out, and if anything, lowering down in price. I talked about this the other day. I remember like 2 years ago seeing Ocarina and stuff go for $75, $80, and now you can get it for around $40. So it's dropped off half the price. And I think what's going to happen is when this stuff goes more digital, these games themselves will drop off in price because people will either sell them because, hey, what do I need? Kind of like what I did with a lot of my collection. Why do I need these games now when I can just play them on my mini console, when I can just play them on my RetroPie? So I was willing to give better deals to sell them because I don't really need them, because I can just play them, because I went from being collector hoarder to gamer. Now, I guess one more kind of thing to talk about too is how this is going to work out for somebody is going to be the nostalgia person. I think that, just like gamers, you're bored one day, you get a hankering to play Super Mario World. You get a hankering to play, like I said, Azura's Wrath. For some reason, it was one of your favorite games growing up, even though it didn't sell very well and stuff like that. You're able to pull up your system and stream it and just play it like that. Search, go. I mean, some games nowadays with digital you have to download, but I think essentially down the road, this is what's going to happen with the classic games. Is, yes, the further away we get from now, maybe the least expensive they'll get, but they'll be way more accessible for everybody to play. And I think that's going to work out for a lot of people in the end. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not digital supporter. I'm not full on. I love physical media. In fact, that I actually waited till recently, even though I had $50 credit on my PlayStation account, I waited till recently to actually go out and buy Spider-Man 2 disc and keep my credit on my account because I wanted the physical copy of this game. I did not want the digital one. I was forced to buy Baldur's Gate 3 digitally. I was forced to buy God of War Ragnarok digitally because when I went to go buy it in public or at Walmart and stuff like that, they did not have it available because it was sold out. And I wanted to play it around launch. So don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that I love digital, that this is, those people that are like, just get used to it. This is the way it's going to be. This is the way it's going to be forever. I get that. We will have companies, I believe, though, that will kind of rise from the ashes, kind of like limited run games, where they will specifically work on licensing games and selling on physical copies of them. The only issue I see with that, though, is it's going to cost a lot of money, and you're going to have to wait for it. Like Steve Craig just recently posted a video that it had been 11 months since he ordered his game, and yeah, it takes forever, guys. But I guess if that's what it takes to get a physical copy of a game in the future, that's what's going to be happening. I do think, though, and I've talked with people about this, I believe down the road, though, that they will try to lower the digital cost to make people happy and maybe have occasional physical releases at a more insane price. I think what it'll be like, though, is, you guys know those $200-$300 special editions where they put statues and stuff in there. Maybe they will start sneaking in some physical discs in there. But in the end, it really doesn't matter too much because, like, I just picked up Spider-Man 2. I went to put it in. I copied it on my PS5. And I instantly got hit up for an update that was like 40 gigabytes. So what did I put on my PlayStation 5? And then on top of that, there was a 40 gig update that I had to put in too. So I probably only copied half the game from the disc, because that's probably all they can fit on there. And the rest of it I was forced to download online. So either way, guys, I know I don't want to be that guy that's just like, digital is here and it's never going away. Goodbye, physical. At some point that's going to happen. But what will happen with classic games, I think, is no matter what, we will easily be able to play them. If your focus is gaming, for just to play games or for nostalgia purposes, you're going to make out very good in the end here. But as for collectors and stuff like that, we all know that sooner or later these physical things will start disappearing too, because people are going to start hoarding them. They're going to start hiding them away, kind of like people do with comic books, sports cars and stuff, and then you'll see them kind of pop out here and there. But for the most part, they'll be hidden away. And prices, I think, might go down someday. But I don't know. Speculation points to no. It's gonna go up either way. But I like to hope and think and just hope. Go to sleep at night holding it deep within that prices will drop off, so I can get some games that I wanted to have for just physical reasons, because Pac-Man case, Gaming Off the Grid have all talked about, when you buy these, you get these digital games, you don't own nothing. If that server goes down, you can never play it again if it's not installed in your system. You buy a game, you install it, your PS3, 3 generations later, when they get rid of the internet capabilities for that PlayStation 3 and you don't have it downloaded, you lost the game, guys. They might associate it with a backwards compatible that you can later download on your new PlayStation, but otherwise, for the most part, if for some reason that server goes down, let's say that company goes bankrupt and closes everything down, and you don't have it downloaded, you will not be able to play it, guys. But I want to hear in your comments below what you guys think. Do you agree or disagree with what I'm saying? Do you have any kind of other speculations? I want to hear what you guys have to say about this, because like I said, a commenter wanted to hear my opinion on it, and I gave my opinion, my truth, what I think is about. I want to hear what you guys think too in the comments below. So with that being said, guys, as always, stay retro, my friends, and I will see you in the next video.